Hello, friends, and welcome to the first ever installment of In the Car with Starr, the Friday Mailbag. So as you can guess by this, it's pretty simple and self-explanatory. The idea being every Friday, I'm going to be here in my car, my beautiful Ash Gregoire Shaman and Nissan Maxima SR Edition, pumping 300 horsepower. It is hot in here, man. It is like hot in here. I got the heater on full blast. I got my seat warmer on. I am sweating a little bit. I don't like the way I look with my collar down. So yeah, the Friday Mailbag, every Friday, you submit questions that you would like me to answer. And you know, I thought when we started this, I said, I'm going to get pummeled with golf questions. I love talking about golf. It's a passion of mine, but I'm surprised and pleasantly surprised, and thank you so much. Look at all these emails. Look, I didn't have to fake any. I honestly thought, I said, oh shit, who's going to email? Who emails? It's 2022. It's not 1997. Email's not cool anymore. If you have better ideas of how to get your questions to me other than inthecarwithstar@gmail.com every Friday, send your questions in. I'll filter them out and answer the best ones, and I will narrow it down even further. I will award you today a $40 gift certificate to Poutine Vaudreuil Dorion. Today's winner with the best question will get hooked up with $40 to spend at Poutine Vaudreuil Dorion. They're back open. They open on Thursday, Jan 6th. Dinner plans, lunch plans today. Call them up. Order, go pick it up. Or if you can't, I recommend that you do. Like, you know how predatory these eating apps are. 30% cut going to those guys over there, taking it out of the pockets of the restaurateurs. But if you can't go pick it up physically yourself, then yeah, have it delivered. Why not, right? PoutineVilleVaudreuil.com is the website. So thank you for your submissions. Continue to flood my inbox. inthecarwithstar@gmail.com. I'm here in lovely NDG Montreal West today. I had to go meet a buddy of mine, and it's funny, right? When you have plans to go meet somebody, and I'm here, like at his house. Guess who isn't here? Buddy. So it gives me an opportunity to get through the mailbag, okay? So let's go right now. Make sure to like and subscribe. As always, thank you for those that already have. Facebook.com/InTheCarWithStarr. Search Sean Starr or In the Car with Starr on YouTube, and I would appreciate if you threw a quick little subscription click on the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. And thank you. So let's go here. Here's Steve. First email on the Friday mailbag comes from Steve in Pierrefonds. My question is, what TV show started out as promising but turned out to be bad? Steve in Rock Bottom, Pierrefonds. Thank you, Steve, for your email. I'm going to embarrass myself here, but why not? Who cares? I was addicted to 90 Day Fiance for a stretch. I don't know why. Like, sometimes these reality shows, they're so trashy. The trashier, the better for me. And 90 Day Fiance, if you've never seen this show, it's on TLC. And it's the K-1 visa process for people that fall in love while traveling abroad, or maybe they find someone on the internet that they happen to date online, and they end up falling in love and they want to get married, but one person lives at this end of the world and this person lives at the opposite end of the world, and a K-1 visa brings them together. And this show, 90 Day Fiance, follows the entire process from the time they meet, when they're going to go travel and meet them in person, perhaps for the first time, and you follow their lives to the point where maybe they get married or their life falls apart. Generally, their life falls apart, which sometimes for me is entertaining, but I don't know. It just jumped the shark. I couldn't get through it anymore. And I admit, I watched many seasons of 90 Day Fiance and the spin-off series of 90 Day Fiance, but like, how much more can I take? It's the same thing over and over again with just different people. And then these scummy bags that made up the cast of 90 Day Fiance, they all turned into like OnlyFans. Like, I don't want to see you with your clothes off, and I certainly ain't paying you to take your top off. So it just turned me off and soured me altogether. So that's a show that I watched, and then I just gave up on it. Thank you for the email, Stephen Rock Bottom. Stefan Howard, I presume. What up, Steph? Appreciate you being my number one fan. Where do you see Kerry Price being traded? What is the package for Kerry Price? If I see Kerry Price being traded, which I don't, let me get that out of the way. I don't see him being traded. But can I see him going to Edmonton? Absolutely. Could I see him going to Colorado? Could the Avalanche fit him in? Probably not. But the thing is, for me, and I asked Dan Robertson, the play-by-play voice of the Montreal Canadiens for us on TSN 690. I asked him this morning, I said, because Dan interacts with these guys all the time. And I asked him, I said, Dan, do you think Carey Price is a cup chaser? Or do you think his loyalty to one team and maybe wanting to be a one-team only guy for his career trumps cup chasing? And Dan's point of view and perspective is that he thinks Carey Price is a loyal guy. I agree with that. I do agree with that. So I don't see him being traded. But if I were the Edmonton Oilers or if I were the Colorado Avalanche, like, how wide open is Edmonton's Stanley Cup window? I don't know how wide open it is anymore. And maybe Carey Price opens it up a little bit or leaves it open longer than, Mike Smith or Koskinen would, certainly. Sunil, Instagram handle @Habs Cave. Yeah, I should follow this guy. I don't think there's somebody that has a deeper passion and puts it into display more than Sunil does, @Habs Cave on Instagram. Hey, do you think the Habs should play Carey Price at some point of the remaining season, whatever that may look like? And do you think rebuild starts with Kerry, meaning build around Kerry, or should the Habs trade Price for a nice building block piece? Would Kerry even want to stay for a rebuild? By the way, great show, big fan. Thank you, Sunil. So first off, do I think the Habs, yes, Carey Price is a hockey player. Hockey players want to play hockey. When Carey Price is ready to come back, Carey Price will play goal again. I don't think he's sitting out on purpose. I don't think he's sitting out because he doesn't want to be a part of this losing team or anything else. No, I think Carey Price is a team first guy. And when he's ready to play, Carey Price will play. And I bet you, if I had to guess, I bet you he's chomping at the bit to get back out on the ice. I do think a rebuild starts with Carey Price. Here's the thing. Like, if the Canadiens trade Carey Price or the Canadiens trade Jeff Petrie, they need Jeff Petrie. They need a Carey Price. Like, look around the NHL. Look at the two teams I was just talking about a moment ago. Like Edmonton with the best players in the world. They can't get a stop. Colorado Avalanche with Grubauer were struggling, but now they're, heating up again. But yeah, goaltending is an issue. Like, you have a great team. You have fundamental pieces on defense. You have fundamental pieces up front. But the missing ingredient is the guy who can stop the puck or bail you out from a mistake. Carey Price is that guy. And you know what? I want Carey Price to be the Canadiens' Henrik Lundqvist. That's my perspective. So yes, I keep Carey Price, and I would have him as part of this rebuild process. Thank you, Sunil, for the email. Nimish. What up, Nimish? Hey, Sean, mailbag question for you. The Baseball Hall of Fame voting is in process. If you were allowed to vote, who would you vote for? Who would you be your top three? Do steroid users to be in the Hall of Fame? Will Pete Rose ever get in or get a Hall of Fame plaque? Lots to unpack there, Nimish. Thank you for the email. It's tough, right? I'm going to tackle the steroid users first. No. I wouldn't vote for Sammy Sosa. I wouldn't vote for Manny Ramirez, who tested positive, by the way. I wouldn't vote for Barry Bonds. I wouldn't vote for Roger Clemens. No, not for me. And I get the argument, people will tell you, yeah, but, Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer. Roger Clemens was a Hall of Famer before their alleged ties to the Mitchell Report and baseball steroid scandal. You know what how I make sense of that in my brain? It'd be like, I'm not a rich guy. Like, I wish I could go out and buy what I want, when I want, whenever I feel like buying it, right? Without putting myself in debt. Like, to be that shopper that could go into any fancy department store or any fancy golf store and see, like, yeah, I'm just going to buy that. I'm not even going to bother to check the price tag, right? Like, I don't live that life. Not even anything close to that life. And that would be me saying, you know what? I've lived 43 years and I've never been rich. I'm tired of seeing rich people around me. I'm going to go rob a bank. No, I'm going to go to jail for robbing a bank. Why would I celebrate Barry Bonds, who got jealous of Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa, socking dingers left, right, and center, all eyes on them, when Barry Bonds knew he was better than both of them combined? And he was. 40-40 guy. Barry Bonds could eat Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and twice on Sunday. But guess what? Barry Bonds' head grew a size and a half and his feet grew 2 inches. And Barry Bonds, I think, abused performance-enhancing drugs, the clear and the cream and all that nonsense. Because he was jealous that he knew he was better than those guys, and they were getting the adoration and the money and the attention, and Barry Bonds was left watching, saying, hey, what about me? Oh, okay, fine. I got you. To me, it's the same thing as me being sick of not having enough money and going to the bank and robbing it so I can have more money because I'm jealous of all my rich friends. It doesn't work like that. You don't get celebrated. My point of view. And I feel the same about Pete Rose. Like, what are rules? Why do we have rules? Like, I think there needs to be examples. And that means Pete Rose. And what better example of arguably the greatest hitter? Tony Gwynn is in the conversation, let's be honest, okay? Arguably the greatest hitter, the guy with the most hits in the history of the game. Broke rules, cardinal rules, man. And look, I don't believe that he never bet on his team. I know enough degenerate gamblers that when they have an edge, they'll exploit that edge all day, every day. My belief, okay? That's just my opinion. And what better example for everybody that follows Pete Rose than say the hit king of Major League Baseball is still shunned by Major League Baseball because he broke rules. Yeah, I leave him out there dangling. Sorry, that's just how I feel. And I'm maybe a bit of an old school fan, or traditionalist, I suppose. And as far as, top 3 this year, I like Scott Rowland a lot. He was a great defensive player. He missed a lot of time. He got bit by the injury bug quite a bit. Mark Burley's another one I think I would give some serious attention to. So I guess that's kind of where I'm coming down on this. I do like Scotty Rowland quite a bit. Look at Scott Rowland's numbers. Look at Larry Walker's numbers. If Scott Rowland stayed healthy, man, for sure he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I still have so many to get to. I'm going to try to get through these quickly. We're already 11 and a half minutes into this. By the way, send your emails in the car with Starr at gmail.com. Friday mailbag all the time, sponsored by Ash Gregoire Chambre de Nissan, Poutineville, Vaudreuil, Dorion, and K-Stop Gaspar and Depanneur. Scott emails, been playing golf for the last couple of years. I have a V launch, an iron, and a driver. I guess that's Nike. I can't seem to play a better game than 120, no matter how hard I try or how much I practice. I always end up playing more or less the same score. My question to you is, does this have anything to do with mediocre set of golf clubs that I use? If so, what do you recommend? Or in your point of view, does it have nothing to do with the clubs at all? Thanks, Scotty. Thank you, Scotty. I find myself repeating the same advice. If you have a budget for golf equipment, rangefinders, clothes, shoes, clubs, whatever it is, split it in half, go get lessons. Figure out, what do you want to do? What do you want to get better at? You want to be better off the tee? You want to learn how to chip? You want to learn how to read greens? You want to know ball control or distance? There's a difference between where the ball is in your stance hitting a pitching wedge versus where your ball is in your stance and hitting a 4-iron. Do you know that? If you don't, I do recommend going to see Dave Hill and buying lessons. Someone who's an expert communicator that can tell you what you're doing wrong and here's how you can get better by just following these tips and practicing. That's it. Like, I made the big mistake when I got into the game. I thought I could go buy a game. So you go to your favorite retailer and you splash the pot, you buy a driver, you buy this, and you bling out, and you look so good. You walk on the course, you look 10 on 10. People see you coming, so, ooh, here's a player. And then they see your practice swing on the first tee, so, well, there's a hacker. I didn't want to be that guy anymore. And, my definition of fun when I play golf is shooting low scores. Your definition of fun might be, smoking a joint and drinking a beer and playing golf with your buddies. Fine. That's cool. I have no problem with that. So find out what your definition of having fun on the golf course is. And if it's shooting low scores, how can you shoot low scores? Get instruction. If it's, having fun, getting lit up on a golf course and just, kicking it around for 5.5 hours and who cares what you shoot? Great. Good on you, man. Just play fast. That's all I would say there. So I don't think it has really anything to do with your clubs. I think it has to do with probably technique and some faults. That's all. Like, I see guys that play with clubs that came from a Costco. They hit the ball far. They hit it straight. They shoot low scores. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there. You can see people that have put that theory to the test. Rhonda, what up, Rhonda? Hope you're doing well, Sean. I gave this a lot of thought. I don't know what I'd do. What about you? If you could time travel and alter the events of history, would you either go back to 1939 era Nazi Germany with a foolproof plan guaranteed to kill Hitler? Yes. And you survived to tell the story? Yes. Or Go back to 1980 and purchase 100 shares of Apple at $22 a share. One choice makes your name go down in history, a hero to most of the world, and little children singing songs exalting Sean Starr. The other choice makes you a rich bastard. Well, I think if you answer this a certain way, I think it tells you exactly the type of person you are. You're telling me that I have the chance, and I've seen this question online plenty, like, would you go back in time and kill baby Hitler? Yes! Or would I buy 100 shares of Apple at $22 a share? I don't even know what Apple's trading at now. No! And wouldn't you be rich anyway? Like, you're going to choose money over a genocide, before preventing a genocide? Come on now. Rhonda, that's not a serious question. Like, I don't even have to think about it. And even if money moves the needle, don't you think by being the person that prevented Nazism and genocide and hatred poisoning the world, I think you would do okay financially. Anyway, come on, Rhonda. Jesus. Hey, Sean, before we got shut down, we were having small groups of people over during the holidays. In one instance, a few kind of lingered for longer than I really wanted them to linger. What's a polite way to ask a visitor to leave? Great question. Thanks for the advice. Stressed in RDP. Anonymous. Stressed in RDP. I'm a rip the Band-Aid guy off. And look, I mean, it's also like who you know. Like, if it's really tight friends, like another couple, for example, that comes over and you know them well, I think you could just literally get up from your seated position and go, okay, guys, a lot of fun. I'll give you a call tomorrow. Totally. Or if you don't want to do that, you don't have to tell them the truth that you've been here too long. Get out of my house. You make up an excuse. Kids got something tomorrow. Wife's got something. You got something tomorrow. It's okay. It's a white lie. Who cares? Nobody's getting hurt. That was great. Thank you so much. I have my winner. The best question for me that I really, really liked. Let me go through it here. It's definitely not Rhonda's Hitler or Apple question. Scott's golf question, I like that. The lingering question was a good one. But no, I'm going to go with Sunil, Instagram, @Habs Cave, about Kerry Price, because everyone's talking about Kerry Price. Everybody has a hard opinion about Kerry Price. The Canadians need Kerry Price. I want him to be the Canadians' Henrik Lundqvist. Career, franchise, goaltender. If you're a great player with the Montreal Canadiens, you get rewarded financially and with loyalty. You get to be a one organization guy. Congrats, Sunil. We'll be in touch. You've got $40 to spend at Poutineville, Vaudreuil, Dorion. Thanks, everybody. Make sure to subscribe. Facebook.com/InTheCarWithStarr. Like our page. Make sure you comment. Send your emails. The Friday Mailbag every Friday. InTheCarWithStarr @gmail.com. Big shout out to my sponsors, Ash Gregoire, Shaman, and Nissan, Poutineville, Vaudreuil, Dorion. They're open. And K-Stop, Gas Bar, and Depanneur, Highway 138 in Ganawage. We'll see you this weekend.